Hi, today I want to talk to you about winding and setting a couple of different types of ship's clocks that you might find. A striking ship's clock is it's like this small one, which is normally a brass clock. And as far as winding and setting them is concerned, it's just really important that you wind both springs on this type of a clock until the clock is fully wound. So I'll just show you what I mean by fully wound. So fully wound means that you come to an absolute stop when you're winding it. There's no such thing as winding the clock too tight or overwinding it. So you can see I can actually make the key rebound, and won't cause any damage to the clock by winding it up all the way. Now typically on this type of a clock, it's going to take the full wind will last for 1 week. So you will have to wind it at least once a week. You can wind it as often as you like, of course, but you should wind it at the very minimum once a week. Whenever you wind the clock, you should always reset it on the proper time. If when you are initially setting up the clock, you have to go past the strike on this clock, then what you do have to do is wait every time the clock strikes and then go on to the next half hour. So you'll notice when the clock strikes, it doesn't strike as a typical 12-hour clock does, because ship's clocks are basically divided into different watches, and the different watches progress from 1 bell to 8 bells over the course of the watch. So the watches start at 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 4 o'clock. Those are the 3 watches during the day, or 3 of the 6 watches during the day. So you'll notice that on this particular clock, you do have to wait quite a bit. You'll notice that at about 10 minutes to the hour, it actually releases. So when you're advancing the time on it, you just have to be careful. Once it's up and running, of course, then the strike gets synchronized properly, but you do have to stop and set it. Anyways, so that's the routine for winding and setting that one. Again, make sure that the clock is fully wound at least once a week. Accuracy on a clock like this would typically be about somewhere around maybe a minute a day. So, you know, accuracy that means that you will have to reset the clock on a basis of every time that you wind it. You should always reset it on the proper time. With the other one, this is a Russian submarine clock, and with this one, it's just time only. So the only thing that you have to do is, the only thing that you have to worry about is making sure that you wind the clock fully, again once a week on this one, and you have to make sure you get it wound before the hand comes around here. So make sure it comes to an absolute stop again, like so, and then set it on the right time by simply advancing the minute hand to the proper time. Go forwards or backwards on this one, and that's one thing I didn't mention on the other clock. You can turn it backwards inside of the half hours, but don't go back past the hour or the half hour. Never go back past the strike points on a clock. So this one you can go forward or backwards because the clock does not strike to set it on time. And that's it for those guys.